Hey, what's up, Taurus? Welcome back to another timeless general tarot reading. I've been doing things a little differently in this cycle, and I'll be using 3 decks today, the Anime Tarot and 2 AE Weight Tarots, for gathering core energy and clarifying the message for you. As per usual, make sure that you adhere to all disclaimers regarding whether or not this message is for you. Make sure that you take it all with a grain of salt before you jump right into changing your entire existence over a few things I've said here. Yeah, I think you get it. You're probably a relatively normal tarot reader or tarot watcher, so give me one moment here to gather the core energy for the reading. While you're here, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, comment on the material. It does make a big difference when people show their support in those fashions. Having a little bit of trouble getting your core energy out here. Alright, so here we go. The core energy for the reading is the Prince of Discs. Oh wait, it's 2 cards, never mind. Sorry, those 2 stuck together. My bad. Some of the core energies come out quick, some of them take a bit. I do apologize for that. One clear sign, please, for core energy. Ah, there's 2 signs. It's tricky. Definitely a little stuck here for Taurus. I apologize. Not my prerogative to make it take 10 hours, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes for the cards to come out. Once again, that's 2 cards. Let me just shuffle and see if that helps things. Alright, here we go. Let's see, can I get one clear message for Taurus, please? Yeah, so I'm not sure what's up here. Your energy is very stuck. Okay, so as soon as I say that, finally we get something. So, core energy for this, the 9 of Swords. It is disappointing when you get into this state of being. It is disappointing when your mentalism isn't serving you properly. When your mentalism itself is causing fear in your experience and causing anxiety to hold you back. It's not where you want to be. It isn't very secure, it isn't very stable, and it can have diminishing effects upon your life. Often enough, though, there are too many things in play that you have to worry about, which is why protecting all of them, preserving all of them, the stability in all of them is part of the problem for why the anxiety exists in the first place. Definitely a smidge of a sign to get over that energy, sort of. To prioritize things a little better. So let's see what kind of clarity you have to help. Page of Pentacles. That can be a very... When you're in the 9 of Swords energy, it's much easier to take up this Page of Pentacles energy. Not being so reserved might help in this situation, not being so shy, not being so frugal. It would help a lot if you could embrace a different momentum. It's definitely a sign of the fear putting you into a sort of paralysis. In a worst case scenario, a toxification. Knight of Swords. So busting out of this paralysis would be prudent. And making sure that you make sound decisions would be important. You don't want to, of course, you don't want to be yielded severe anxiety and then act very recklessly on it, but definitely a sign to take a different form of action by conquering your fear and start on a different forward progress. Not get so stuck in paralysis in this anxiety. 5 of Swords. You know what? I should have just remembered that I was going to do this a little differently. So definitely a lot of mental energy here, and a lot of mental energy that is very tribulating. 5 of Swords now is a sign that you could conquer your fear, but you've got other... It's another... excuse me. It's kind of another sign that you've built up a lot of momentum around whatever this fear is. And cutting out some of the issues within your anxiety would definitely cause you to have to cut some things out of your life and leave them behind. So that's very disappointing to see. For sure. And it is a sign, though, of moving forward with or without the things that hold you back. Not trying to stick with everything. Okay, so Ten of Cups come out twice there. Kind of interesting dynamic in that regard. Sort of a sign of perhaps having the material happiness you wanted, but it's betrayed by this inner instability. So energy on the outside that looks good, but energy on the inside that isn't actually serving you as it's supposed to. Even though you might have all of this material happiness all around you, it's having trouble getting in. And if part of the reason for that seems to be this insecurity, you're possibly lacking in self-expression, possibly lacking in your own confidence, your own capability. It is being reinforced by the idea that this 9 of Swords energy is causing a lot of disruption in your world. Full reversed. Definitely some issue with definitely some issues with moving forward as you should be. Once again, if you're in this overall fear energy, it is going to block your ability to feel this Ten of Cups abundance properly. Unfortunately. So another sign here that conquering your fear is very important. Remaining stagnant is not going to help you. It's only going to continue to hinder your process. And that is disappointing to see for sure. So finding some enthusiasm for moving forward is very important here. Which is sort of what you're leading into with the Knight of Swords. Taking a different type of action. Even the World card in reverse. So yeah, very strange. It's almost like, I don't know what you're stuck in, but this dream of your happiness is, the utter reality of it now that you have it is like misfiring on your desire. And it's busting up your enthusiasm. And you don't understand how a change could make the difference in your life. So you're kind of afraid to try and take that change, make that change. But the universe can see why that change would be good for you. But you're seeing it as an ending, not just a change. So Knight of Swords, clarified by Knight of Pentacles. A very good balance between... It's definitely a good way to balance the hastiness and recklessness of this Knight of Swords, is having Knight of Pentacles diligence. So very good evolution here from Page of Pentacles reversed to Knight of Swords. That's a good sign. Good sign that the energy is turning around to some degree. And Knight of Pentacles to Queen of Pentacles is even very good. So it's disappointing in its own light because So let me rearrange these a little bit. I don't know what this anxiety is all about, but for some reason there's like failure baked into the cake here to force some evolution, which is very disappointing. And 10 of Swords on the 5 of Swords. This is a tough reading, I have to admit. It is a lot of resistance, a lot of need to overcome fear, a lot of stagnation, a lot of disappointment in the right places. There's a lot of potential for growth, but and even a lot of righteous energy and properly dignant energy, but it's like it's not coming together properly. And that is very disappointing. Knight of Swords, clarified by Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. That's good. That's very good grounding of the Knight of Swords energy, but it comes at the cost of this inability to achieve with others. So the emphasis on the self, putting others on the back burner, so to speak, and that leading to some problems, but it also could be a sign of all this energy is not meshing together properly. And there's already confliction here in the first place. There's already fear and insecurity. There's already a need to move on from something. So, very strange how this evolution is occurring like this. Knight of Cups in reverse. Dang, so it definitely is hitting you like a ton of bricks when you make this separation. It has the potential to make you a little depressive, and it definitely seems to catch you on the blind side, so to speak. The problem is you've built up all of this fear and anxiety in your Nine of Swords energy that it's eventually going to have to pour over into Ten of Swords. And it's not something that you see. The energy isn't looking as if you're going to handle that very well. So that's very disappointing. Right, so last card here. Temperance. So that's finally something that's good. Yeah, like, you were on the right path with moving forward like this, whatever it is, but apparently you were not ready for it just quite yet, and it really rattles you. And it really has the ability to put you down to a certain extent. But you're being called to see what could be done about it in a much brighter fashion, and not just fall into pouting about it, so to speak. So, definitely an interesting reading, Taurus. Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles came out, that's very good. Weird energy, though, surrounding Three of Pentacles reversed. An inability to unite these energies together. And fear could cause that. All of these people could be ready to go, but if there's fear in the mix, it disrupts their ability to come together. So that's very disappointing. There's also fear that needs to be overcome for the sake of moving forward and cutting things out of your life that you don't need, but perhaps in your anxious anticipations, you were under the impression that you could save it all, and it's not exactly what's showing up here. There is a slight potential for some devastating effect from your anxiety, and the fact that that is going to have a little bit of a self-destructive energy applied to you through this Nine of Cups reversed is very disappointing. But the Temperance card coming out here would be suggesting that you do have the capacity to grow beyond it, in that if you can start to grow over this travesty, so to speak, that will serve you quite a bit. And it's something that you've got to do to overcome this anxiety. A different type of action and a different type of shedding the things that cause you insecurity, which it looks like you're very resistant to doing. For whatever reason, you aren't maybe expressing yourself to your fullest. You found yourself in a little bit of insecurity and resistance, and maybe that's because your outside world is like in a very stable place, but the cards are revealing that on the inside it's not so stable, that this fear, this Nine of Swords fear, is still getting into you a little bit and is diminishing some of your quality. And there are signs here that is your outlook is not as wholesome as it could be. Your anticipation and enthusiasms are blocked to a certain extent because of this. And part of that is because you're failing to see a new path forward. Something new seems like a loss, whereas the universe sees it as a new beginning. And as long as you've got that wrong idea, you're going to be very blocked in this energy, and that's going to block. It's just another callback to this fear, this overall fear of the reading. So if you want to actually enjoy this Ten of Cups properly, you're going to have to find a different enthusiasm for life and overcome this fear to a certain extent. And you might even have to cut out some of the things that aren't a part of that well-being and abundance within you. Especially if they're a piece of the puzzle that is holding your fear in place. So, alright, Taurus. That's all I've got for you. Thank you very much for being here. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.